Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number, I believe we're at 5 at this point for this series, of Mysticraft. So, I have been messing around with a few of the mods, namely, this Wizardry Mod, which I find to be really cool, actually, now that I've been trying it out a bit. So a while ago, I made this book here, which said, essentially, that you have to craft this arcane workbench and then put in some magic crystals, and then stuff can happen. And I was able to put my magic wand in here, and then click this check mark here to charge it up. And I'd actually found a few spell books, which you can then put onto the wand, and then you click here, and then it applies all those spells onto there. It's very cool. Either way, this wand can store up to 5 spells, and each of these books contains a individual spell. And actually, there is one benefit of having the dragon just tear everything apart that did end up happening. That being that they actually exposed a dungeon which has chests, and in this chest there was like this spell book here, I believe 2 of these other spell books, as well as this Tome of Arcana, which upgrades the wand to the next tier, which will be great. There, as you can see, there are like spell scrolls in here, which I can read from that mod, and there are just so many weird things in here that are super helpful, actually. Like an ability tome for speed. Oh, there's something in here. Either way, there's some pretty useful stuff that I've been able to get from here. Although I don't know what I need this stuff in here for, so I'm just going to leave most of it for now, because I've gotten the book. So actually the way that this magical wand works is that you scroll, and then you cycle through all of your stored spells. So my current spells are a magic missile spell, which is just a little projectile. The heal spell, which is self-explanatory, and the smoke bomb, which, when it shows up, thank you, creates a little smoke area. I haven't used this one, but I assume that it's useful, I think. But every time you cast a spell, it drains a bit of mana from it, which you can turn each magic crystal into a piece of mana, meaning that at the moment I have 230 mana. Sorry, 2,300 mana. That's a significantly larger number. And eventually I'm going to be able to upgrade... Oh, right now? Is this an Apprentice tier wand now? I thought that wouldn't work because I didn't have enough progression, but let's see if I have any Apprentice tier books. I do have a single Apprentice tier book. Can this now be added to my wand, is the question. No, it did not get added to my wand. Meaning, there is, in fact, no more spells in this list. So it's not yet an Apprentice tier wand, because every time you cast a spell, you get, I believe, 1 tier progression, so I'd have to cast, like, 1,200 spells in order to upgrade the progression. So in a bit, I will eventually be able to upgrade my wand to a higher tier. The main problem being is that I've got so many books. Oh. You can read the spells? That's awesome! Okay then, well, this smoke bomb launches a smoke bomb in a direction which blinds nearby creatures. Okay, that is interesting. I also made this ancient codex from embers, which, embers, you like click on this, and this appears to be acting like a book, and then you just like right click on the stuff once you've done them. I don't quite understand this at the moment, so I'm gonna just like read through this thing, and then I'm eventually going to be able to like do stuff with this mod. But for the moment, I'm going to be creating some chests to start storing my books, because I'm starting to run out of storage here. I assume by the end of this playthrough, I'm just gonna have like so many books. Either way. I've been reading through the Thaumcraft, and I actually have made a few discoveries that I recorded last time I recorded this episode, but, you know, it decided to not record, or pretty much the thing got corrupted. But yeah, also, I've been, getting some new abilities from the, Everlasting Ability mod, which actually, well, now that I'm thinking about it, I can pick up this ability too. Why can't I pick it up? Oh, it appears I can only have up to 4 things at a time. Let's see, put in water breathing. Yeah, I can only have 4 abilities at a time. That is so weird. Well, I guess I'll be replacing my water breathing with haste, because I'm not underwater very often. But I now have absorption, haste, luck, and night vision all at the same time. So now I've got 2 more hearts, because I made a set of copper armor because my iron armor was starting to break, and I was like, you know what, I'll just take those extra hearts, thank you very much. Yeah, before I cover these, like, flux research things that I've been going over, I have been going under thaumaturgy to try to create better wands, because I really want to start, oh, I haven't unlocked the tab yet, Oromancy. The problem being I need to get the V Resonator, as well as the Caster's Gauntlet, which require a bunch of V. Because we have the Thaumic Wand mod, when you have to put a wand into here, such as the one I have over here, in order to do stuff. So I actually have begun crafting up an upgraded version of my wand. So this is my new wand. This is a brass-capped wand, which is the research right here. It gives me a 5% V discount on everything. So, and the way that you create it is by having 2 brass caps on a wand. Each cap costing 10 V as well as 6 V crystals, so it's pretty expensive. And the Great Wood wand requiring some Great Wood logs as well as some Preditio V. However, this new wand can store up to 200 V and has a 5% discount, meaning that I can now get rid of this wand and charge up this wand here. Now, for those of you who do not know, which I did not know, the way that you charge up these wands is by killing mobs. So every time you kill a mob while you have this in your inventory, there's a chance that it will get a single V charge. Which means that 80 V charge that I had to get in order to just create this upgraded wand means that I probably had to kill like around 100 or so zombies outside. But if there's one thing that this mod has shown me, well, the mod pack rather, is that there are many things that are trying to kill me, which actually means that it's pretty easy to charge those things up. And by pretty easy, I mean kind of annoying. Now, this magic wand here, it is actually going to be, oh yeah, crop farm. I expanded a little bit to try to get more food. Either way, yeah, so this magic wand here, it is going to be helping me out with something else, because I decided to do some experimenting with Flux. Actually, I should grab some stuff to show. Either way, so Flux is that magical waste that you can see and as the purple number above the 142 V we have in the area. The way that Flux works is that it will slowly accumulate in the area as you are doing magical experiments or dying, meaning that eventually this Flux will build up and eventually exceed the amount of V you have in the area. When this happens, the Flux will drain from the area, because it will tear a hole in reality itself. Now, this hole in reality, if you scan it with the thermometer, you see flux rifts. And a few things unpredictably can happen around them, which is the reason why I stayed all the way over at my base while the flux rift was all the way over there. Because I decided to dig a tunnel to get away from the dragon, which ended up leaving anyways. And was like, you know what? If I'm going to be at an area that's pretty far away from my base, I might as well have a crucible that can do the more flux-intensive recipes. If you remember this Alumentum, which I thought would be usable against the dragon, it doesn't deal very much damage. It requires 10 Ignis, 5 Preditio, and 10 Potentia. Interestingly enough, furnaces provide the Preditio and Ignis, while redstone can provide the Potentia. The problem being that there's 30 wasted tetra every time I do the recipe. Well, that added up. In this area, there's like 24. I believe at one point there was over like 400 flux or something here. That is because I tossed too many furnaces in at once, so the crucible was full. And that created a flux rift. And that Flux Rift, if I go over here, it caused this little hole in the ground to be formed. It was just digging everywhere. And then that Flux Rift eventually collapsed, creating this guy. A Taint Seed, which I'm now just going to shoot lots of magic missiles at. Oh, there we go. I eventually was able to kill it. And it dropped a few Vitium, which is also known as Flux. It dropped a few Flux V crystals. And now that it's dead, all of this Flux will start to die down. I tried to pick up some of it with like shears and stuff, but I failed. I'm pretty sure you need Silk Touch to do so, actually. But now all this Flux on the ground is going to die down, eventually leaving it somewhat normal. But yeah, either way, these Taint Seeds will just create a bunch of taint in the area, and you have to kill them because they will kill stuff in the area. It's just a very bad thing. However, I really like having Alumentum, which means I am going to be putting more stuff into here. So, and I also want to, show you guys what Flux looks like. So I'm going to toss stuff into this crucible. I'm going to toss in my furnaces, toss in my redstone. Oh, there's now so much taint near this crucible. Well, we have another rift. This is a Taint Rift. As you can see, the taint in the area is getting drained down, 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 down. But this rift is going to start, tearing a hole in the ground. It's not a great thing to have around. However, it's kind of just the way that it works here. I'm just casually tearing holes in reality. Eventually, that's going to turn into another Taint Seed, which I'll have to come back and magic missile to death. Now, because 2 is too much, I'm going to put in 2, 2, and now 1, 2. Okay, I guess I'll do this in... Oh, taint poison. Yeah, there's so much taint in the air that it's actually starting to kill me a little bit, but I'll live. Or I'll be fine. I think that this thing is just not wanting to cooperate because I've only been able to get 22 Alumentum. Put a second crucible over here just so everything will kind of just like, if a rift forms here and destroys everything, it's fine because it's super far from my house. I think I'm done destroying the environment over here for the moment. Yeah, eventually this is going to fall apart again, create another Taint Seed, and exist over here. Oh, actually, I can now show you guys charging up the wands. So we have a little zombie over here who got lagged out of existence, and you can see that little particle around it. And now if I hold the wand, I will absorb that particle. Oh, that one had 2V in it, and now I have 2V. And I'm going to have to continue that process until I eventually fully charge up the wand with the 150, actually 5% discount, so a little bit less than that. The V I need in order to, start Wormacy. Guys, do you see that thing to the right? Not that guy, but the big Enderman boy? I'm gonna walk away from this one while looking this way. Yeah, see, now actually while walking out, you guys can see that the amount of flux in the area overall has increased a little bit. That is because the flux will naturally spread a little bit to the nearby chunks. However, all the way at the house, it won't have, any impact at all, meaning that we will be fine. There is actually a little chamber underneath this area here, and you can see that it has a crystal in there. Actually, either way, that crystal is what you use to start the progression of astral sorcery, which is how I was able to make this resonating wand, as well as a luminous crafting table that I have near my base. However, I don't really understand that mod, so I feel like if I were to show myself doing any form of progression in that mod, it would end up being misinformation that may confuse you guys. Now, the reason why I'm collecting these crystal flowers over here, if the game would stop lagging, thank you. Either way, the reason why I'm collecting these crystal flowers is because each of them can be turned into 2 magic crystals, which means that they actually are a very good source of mana. I believe it's the mod maker's way of encouraging people to explore the world. as when they go out, they will find these magic crystals, which will allow them to continue their progression in the mod. Well, at least either that or just go digging. Yeah, so I've just been like finding a few of these flowers and just snatching them. Either way, I was thinking that one thing that we could do this episode is explore a wizard tower that I saw in the distance. I assume that it is from the Wizardry Mod as well, because it did mention in the achievements list. Yeah, as it mentions, there is a wizard tower in this mod, so I was thinking that I could, you know, check out that wizard tower, and maybe it'll be from there, which according to that mod, the wizards would be friendly. You can trade with them. And I've gotten a few emeralds from mining, but not very much. So I kind of hope that this guy does not charge too much for his stuff, maybe even offers magic crystals, because those are based on mining, and I'd have to do quite a bit of that in order to remain in business with this mod. Because charging up these wands are pretty expensive. They cost 7 crystals each time you charge them up fully, which in turn means that, let's see, how much flux is in here now? Yeah, see, there's only like 30 flux, and a pretty big rift. Let's see, 7 crystals to charge it up, plus 1 to switch out the spells. Yeah, it gets pretty pricey, and I've only got like 20 crystals right now. What is this area? I mean, I guess I could scan the tree. Either way, my goal is to get over here to... Oh my gosh! It's little mushroom people! As well as little things in here that I can scan. Oh, this area is so cute. Well, either way, I do know that there is a dragon sort of nearby. Okay, those are little fairies up there. Yeah, I do know that... Oh, this is the wizardry thing, and there's a wizard in there, which you can trade a spell book for 5 magic crystals, or oh, hello there, or some mana capacity wands. Okay. Oh, an expensive wand, but that seems pretty good. He does not require emeralds. Oh, and he has a arcane workbench, as well as a handful of bookshelves that I could Oh, what is that?
Huh?
Oh no! Is he trying to shoot spells at me? Oh yeah. He is. Which means I will close the door, scan the mushroom, and be on my way. Will he forgive me? Okay, cool. I think I earned his forgiveness. Just note to self, don't steal the bookshelves from here while he's up here. This rift is becoming quite big. The last one, it was still pretty small when it got destroyed. This is a little bit concerning. However, there is only 19 flux. Yeah, so I did mention that dragon earlier, so I did figure that I could show you guys that there is a village in that direction. However, if you pay... Oh, goodness, that pig startled me. If you pay attention, it's on fire. That is because just out of render distance, there is a dragon brood, which will be a very dangerous place, because there's a dragon there. And that dragon is right now destroying the village and the surrounding area. So I am thinking of maybe trading with that wizard to try to get that lightning spell. However, I don't have very much gold, which means that I'll have to either like go mining. A lot of things are needing me to go mining recently in order to trade for that lightning spell. Either way, guys, that's all the time that I have for today. Between episodes, I am going to charge this V-Wand back up, which will allow me to start Oromancy, which is something that I'm looking forward to a lot, because Oromancy is like awesome. And the way that Oromancy works is that, yeah, pretty much you create a little gauntlet. You create a gauntlet with a V resonator and the gauntlet, and then you get to you essentially gain the ability to shoot V as a weapon, meaning that 156.1 V is actually going to be useful instead of just idling there all the time. Although if we didn't have Thaumic Wands, that 151 V would already be being used to craft this stuff. Either way, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you guys have any tips about any of these mods, because there are lots of things going on here, feel free to leave a comment. I will take any advice because I really need it. And I hope that you guys have a very good day. Hey guys, I am going to be putting a little bit at the end here because I am actually going to be trimming down the mod list because it's lagging my computer a little bit too much. So I'm going to look through the mods and see if any of them just like aren't necessary. So I'm considering trimming out some of them, like the mutant mobs, the medieval craft. I'm just looking through to start trimming it down because it's a little bit too much for my computer. But I still do like having the lots of mods I don't know anything about. So I'm just going to look for as many of the things that I could trim out to start streamlining it. And then I'll install Optifine as well. Hopefully that'll take care of some of the audio issues that have been happening, as well as just the general strain it takes on my computer. Thank you guys for watching.